This album opened with the line, "Achoo." This album should have opened up with the line, "Let my dog chew up this album." Jesus Christ, the two non-genius members of this band must have some huge fucking balls to release an album as worthless, underproduced, and as shit as this. The devil probably got a hold of this album. That's how lo-fi this album is. Let's get into the two talentless pricks that made this album. John Wobb should sob in his own pile of shit, which is this album. With guitar skills as good as my aborted infant child, John Wobb manages to show no interest in learning the guitar at all. Halfway through the album, he manages to end up with what seems like one guitar string. Bob Knob should get his knob bitten off by my 15-year-old retarded daughter, with bass skills that would make the great John Entwistle want to kill himself. The two members that switch bass and guitar to make an even more distressing... Let's get into the shittily made songs on this album. Fat Old Dog starts this album off. It leaves you with a feeling where you just want to jump off the nearest mountain there is, with an unoriginal bass line that swirls into a jumbled, nonsensical mess. The guitar plays a jumbled mess through this entire album. For the first 2 minutes, the dead shits are just messing around laughing. How the hell can they be enjoying this harrowing experience? Then I presume John Wobb joins in on the spoken tale of how a dog barked at him because the dog was a cunt. It's not even creative, it's just stupid. During the degrading solo at the end, a guitar string breaks. They didn't even bother to stop the song, go to the music shop, and buy another pair of strings. They just keep going. It's fucking pathetic. Oh god, then the next song comes on. Feel just like Andy Warhol, with terrible bass line and droning guitar work. It is an uninteresting vocal performance, performed by Bob Knob. This song manages to talk about The Simpsons, Andy Warhol shitting, and they also manage to insult the greatest band of all time, Led Zeppelin. How very dare they, those untalentless pricks, shouldn't dare talk about the greatest band, Led Zeppelin, unkindly fucking wankers. During the next song, Get Off My Foot, the song comes out with, I guess, a tolerable bass line with a guitar chord. What a song should do. Then it throws all of that in the recycling bin with a refrain that is just the song title. Wow, so creative. The next song, Hot Salad, is just a huge fucking mess, with a blues-inspired bass line that soon punches itself in the face and gets thrown out of the window, with guitar work that would make my transsexual Chinese wife / dog / daughter get nightmares. The next mess is called Meth House, which ironically is where these two brain-dead pricks probably recorded this house, with a tiny fucking amount of percussion where a tambourine is involved, another uninspired blues bass line, and all over the place guitar work that made me feel fucking sick. The next song actually surprised me with a beautiful and nice melodic guitar line and bass slides that unnerved me and gave me an orgasm at the same time. But with a title like Twisty Knobs, you know it's going to go to shit. It turns out that it turns into something that my insanely ill grandfather would consider tolerable. It's the best song on the album. That isn't really saying much at all. Beware of the Hair is made up of time... is made up out of time, bass and guitar, suicidal vocals with both John and Bob. Bob talks about being kicked out of a festival because he was gay, and John talks about a man named Albert Hogg wanking a dog, shitting on cats, and eating children like a crunchy. The bass at the end of the song was, in my opinion, quite creative and unique. These kids definitely have something going for them. Actually, no, they don't. The next song, a story about a made-up serial killer sex offender named Brendan Bourne. It's the most commercially available song on the album, with a pop-punk style bass line and an in-tune distorted guitar. The start of this song could be considered cool to some people, but as always, it goes to shit. With a scary vocal delivery about an apparently made-up pedophile called Brandon Bourne, which is fake. During one time, I did a shit in the shower and I tried to pick it up, but it slipped out. They come up with the name Obsolete on the album. It has a scary guitar part and bass cutting in over and out again. Lyrics about shitting in a shower and Down syndrome. This song is really just silly and not worth your time. In the start of Hats, John breaks another string, and Bob Knob and John Wobb swap instruments. A bass is being used as a kind of guitar riff, with lyrics talked by John Wobb about wearing hats. Not to say much apart from the last spoken lines are Canada by Bob Knob. The song with 4 parts is also a really big mess. The first part, Traff, just has a cringy guitar line and repetitive bass line. Elder Abuse has really controversial lyrics and your classic shitty obs guitar and bass lines, with lyrics such as Elder Abuse is quite cute and Elder Abuse there is an excuse. The Tale of the Dirty Water is just like every other ob song, with silly and immature lyrics and repetitive guitar and bass lines. And the last part of the Drunken Anthem is just mouth noises and crappy guitar and bass playing. If you decide to listen to this pile of shit, then go ahead. But don't say I didn't warn you.